Mechanical adjustments that he had to make, and he made them throughout the ballgame. Baker with 6 strikeouts. Now, against the Baltimore Orioles over his career, he is 3-0 with an ERA under 3. So hopefully this is going to be a very good start. The Twins need a win here tonight. You do not want to lose a doubleheader.
This afternoon, does it make any sense? Francisco Liriano gave up a lot of hits, but he wasn't hit hard.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Baltimore Orioles, they're not a bad ball club. They have some guys in that lineup that can flat out hit, but in game 1, it was Justin Morneau giving the Twins an early 2-0 lead. Later in the ballgame, Michael Kadire hitting a solo home run. Those accounted only for those are 3 runs that the Twins were able to put on the board. Nick Markakis, 3 RBIs in a ballgame. And the Orioles ended up beating the Twins 7-3.
Last time the Twins played a doubleheader outdoors, they were a conjoined doubleheader where you had 20 minutes, 30 minutes between game 1 and 2. This is a little bit of a different animal with 4 hours between the end of one game and the start of the other. We'll find out what the players did to pass the time in getting ready for game 2 when we come back. By your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. By Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by GMC. We are professional grade.
First pitch coming your way in a couple of moments between the Baltimore Orioles and the Minnesota Twins as the Twins try to split this day-night doubleheader with the Baltimore Orioles. I'm Robbie Mikowski. Game 1 ended about 2:45 or so, which leaves us more than 4 hours between the end of Game 1 and the first pitch of Game 2. You might wonder, what do guys do between games? We asked Michael Kadire and Nick Punto that exact question.
Basically just hanging out, get some lunch, but pretty much just hanging out, and then once we get about an hour out of game time, start getting ready.
Relax. I'm going to go say goodbye to my wife. She's going to go take the kids home and hang out for about an hour here and then get started back up.
Nap?
Nap is possible. I don't think I can get one, but I might go lay down.
I'm sure some guys will. I can't do that because then I'll be groggy the rest of the night, but I'm sure some guys probably will take a snooze.
I guarantee you Nick Punto got a little quick nap in. When we come back, we're going to play the second on Fox Sports North.
Mike.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Pride. Target field, bring on the heat. Twins are the team to beat. Duluth, St. Paul, Rochester, Minneapolis. This is now our time to shine in the glory.
Scott Baker taking the mound. The Twins hoping to end a little 2-game skid at home against a team with the worst record in the major leagues. You cannot figure this game out, no matter how hard you try. And the Twins, who've put together one of the best offensive attacks, have suddenly seen hits hard to come by. Here's the Menards batting order for the Baltimore Orioles. Julio Lugo with 3 hits in the first game today. Nick Markakis, Matt Wieters, Miguel Tejada, Ty Wigginton, Luke Scott, Adam Jones, Ryan Hughes, and Craig Tatum.
And on the mound will be Scott Baker, making his 7th start of the year. He's been making some mechanical adjustments throughout the ballgame. That's how he put his last start against the Tigers, where he pitched 7 very good innings. And against the Orioles, 3-0 in his career against the Orioles with a 2.93 ERA in 5 prior starts. I got a kick out of Robbie Izbikowski asking the players what they did. You know, what did you do during the break?
I walked around downtown Minneapolis.
Did you? I slept.
Did you really?
Actually, I'm going to sleep about the 2nd through the 4th, too, so it's all yours.
Oh, just like a normal game.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Lugo did have 3 hits in the first game, and he takes strike 1 from Scott Baker.
Yeah, the Orioles pounded out 12 hits, 7 runs against the Twins and Francisco Liriano in Game 1.
High fastball, and it's 0-2. Twins actually scored the first couple runs and gave Francisco Liriano some early run support. But the Orioles bunched some hits together in innings 3 and 4, took a lead, never gave it back. So the Twins have lost back-to-back home games after sweeping the Detroit Tigers.
You said the right thing right there, Dick. You cannot predict what's going to happen in a game of baseball. You go out there, you know, you think the Baltimore Orioles are coming into town. Twins have to win 3 of 4. You think that, you know, and here they're hoping just to win the last 2 ball games to split this 4-game series.
Pretty good pitch. Call the ball. Now a little dribbler to the right side. Hudson gobbles this up. Lugo retired, 1 away. Northland Ford defense for the Twins. They continue to play superb ball defensively. Delvin Young in left. Bernard Span at center, Michael Canayer in right, Punto and Casilla, Hudson and Morneau, and Drew Butera behind the plate, making his 5th start with Wilson Ramos catching the first game. Casilla back in at shortstop. Brendan Harris was there in the first game of this series, or a doubleheader, I should say. Harris went 0 for 4. Now Casilla will go in the nightcap. Strike 1 to Markakis. Markakis a couple of hits, and they were both damaging. 2 out hits, 2 singles that drove in a total of 3 runs. And now a belt high strike, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, Markakis been swinging a good bat over his last 14 ball games, hitting at .418. 23 hits in his last 55 at-bats.
3 pitches, and he'll take a seat. 2 down.
Well, Baker really establishing that fastball early here in the ball game, and that's what you want to do. This is when you're at your strongest right here, and Baker just overpowering Markakis. The numbers on Baker in 35 and a third innings. He's allowed 43 hits, 10 walks, 26 strikeouts.
Matt Wieters, the catcher, hitting third, and he swings and misses. Well, Baker going right to work here.
Yeah, Wieters getting an opportunity to be the designated hitter here in this ball game.
Hit 6th this afternoon. He hit 3rd here a couple of nights ago. 1-1. Baker with 3 wins on the year, and in each win he's pitched 7 innings, and that's the ballpark figure for the Twins tonight. They'd like him to go at least 7 tonight. Every night, of course, but when you run a couple of relievers out earlier in the day, you'd like your starter to go a little bit deeper in the evening.
Why, in those 3 7-inning ball games, he's 3-0 with a 2.57 ERA, and the other 3 starts, he's 0-2 with an ERA over 9.
And now 3-1 to Wieters with Miguel Tejada on deck.
So in a game of baseball, you take the good with the bad, and Baker right there, he's had 3 very good starts, and he's had 3 not so good starts.
3-2. Baker with a full count to Wieters and a chance to have a 1-2-3 first inning and 12 pitches. Fouled straight back. Wieters has hit cleanup for Dave Tremblay. And I would imagine as he gets a little more seasoning, he'll settle into the 3rd and 4th spot in this Baltimore batting order. I mentioned he hit 6th in the opening game against Liriano.
Yeah, has 4 home runs, 3 as a left-handed hitter, 1 as a right-handed hitter.
High fastball takes care of matters in this first inning. Couple of strikeouts. A good inning for Scott Baker. Kennard's batting order for the Twins. Kennard's fan in the leadoff spot. Orlando Hudson, Justin Morneau, Jim Thome. Morneau with very good numbers against Millwood, but just about everybody in the Twins lineup has good numbers. Michael Kanier, Delvin Young, Nick Punto, Alexi Casilla, and Drew Butera.
And a scouting report on Kevin Millwood making his 7th start. He got traded to the Orioles from the Texas Rangers, really for his leadership. And he has really, even though you may look at his numbers 0-3 with a 3.15 ERA, he has not had a lot of run support when he's been on that mound. In his career against the Twins, 0-7 in 12 starts.
Span takes strike 1. And you wonder, I mean, you look at that and you wonder, well, how is that possible? And then you look at what the Twins lineup individually has done against them. And it becomes very clear quickly. For Span with a little fly to left. Scott coming in to make the catch, 1 away. Up and down the lineup, just about everybody who's had success against Millwood. Here's the Orioles defense. Luke Scott at left, Adam Jones in center, Nick Markakis in right, Miguel Tejada, the converted shortstop, at third, Lugo and Wigginton up the middle, Hughes at first, and Tatum getting a start behind the plate.
Now, one more thing about Millwood. When is he with the Texas Rangers over the last 4 years? It's 7 starts against the Twins. He was 0-5, but he got shut out a couple times. Johan Santana beat him 1-0 in a ball game. So a lot of times, the lack of run support, but the high ERA tells you that Millwood has struggled at times against the Twins.
Curious first strike for Hudson as he tries a bunt or a swinging bunt. He's 6 for 8 in his career against Kevin Millwood. And now 2 strikes. The Twins generally have had a tough time here in the last 4 games. They've won 2 and lost 2. But they have collected a total of 28 hits in those 4 games, an average of 7 a game.
Hitting just .215 over the last 4 ball games.
2 strikes to Hudson. And he's gone on strikes. 2 down. Lincoln Mercury key stat and an encouraging sign for a team struggling to get hits, because a lot of the Twins hitters have done very well against the Baltimore starter.
Well, very good numbers right there, but that was then and this is now, and hopefully the Twins can continue that against Kevin Millwood, those great averages.
Morneau hit a first inning home run this afternoon, his first ever at Target Field. And Millwood hits the outside corner.
Millwood, a guy that'll come right over the top. You saw that fastball clocked in the low 90s, hard slider, big curveball, and a changeup. He's in his 14th major league season.
Missing the corner, 1-1.
Millwood's always have very good control. He came out of the Atlanta Brave organization, and it seemed like, when he came up, Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine, we were kind of taught good control both sides of the plate. See the short stride to get to that balance point by Millwood. Took a little off that pitch right there. Millwood, 35 years old, came over from the Texas Rangers for relief pitcher Chris Ray.
I was surprised at that because of Millwood's role in transforming the whole approach with the Texas Rangers. A much more pitching-oriented team now, and Millwood bought into it, succeeded with it, and it was surprising to me that they dealt him. Missing the outside corner, Morneau, not one to take a lot of pitches, has taken 5 of them in this plate appearance. He's among the league leaders in on-base percentage, or is the league leader in on-base percentage, among the league leaders in walks.
I think with the situation with the Texas Rangers, the sale of the ball club and everything, they're trying to cut some payroll.
Oh my. Morneau disputes a called third strike. Couple of strikeouts in the inning, and each pitcher has 2 strikeouts and a 1-2-3 first.
Second game of this split doubleheader. Very fun, these split doubleheaders, I'll tell you as a player. It's difficult to play. Couple key things we're going to watch in this ball game here is Scott Baker. For fans, he had a lot of success last ball game keeping the ball down. The first inning, he kept the ball down and got one strikeout on a fastball up. The other thing is the center field hitting background. Right now, guys, with the sun going across that, it's going to be very difficult with the pitcher being in the shadows, in the hitting background, having that sun going across, very difficult to pick up the spin of the baseball. So if you keep the ball down, it's going to be tough to hit early in the ball game.
It was tough to see, too, for Brian Gorman behind the mound. I'll tell you what,
Just ask Justin.
That strike that to Justin Morneau, I'll tell you what, if that doesn't tell both benches to be swinging the bat, boys, Brian Gorman got a big strike zone right now.
Baker tries to exploit the other outside corner, but he misses 2-1.
You know, Tim Laudner was up here, and I told Timmy, that's a great pitch right there. Look at that pitch. We would want it. And he goes, yeah, Bert, when we're on the field, not when I'm hitting.
Fly ball to right, and Kadire has it 1 away. One gone. There's Brian Gorman. Ted Barrett, Tony Randazzo, and Scott Berry, the rest of the crew.
Yeah, Brian Gorman, the crew chief here amongst the 4 umpires.
Michael Kadire with the flaps down and his cap in right field. Justin Morneau blowing in his hand to try to keep it warm. Here's Wigginton. There's a freeze warning in the Twin Cities here tonight. I know you'll go back to the condo here and cover your flowers and all that while you're after the game tonight to make sure they don't get frozen overnight. Anthony's a strike, 2 strikes.
Oh, were you talking to me?
I was talking to you.
Oh, no, we have no flowers. No, they may have to protect these flowers right here at the ballpark. They're starting to bloom. They're going to be beautiful.
Another strikeout for Baker. And we have had 8 plate appearances. We've got 5 strikeouts.
Well, good slider right here. The first inning, he picked up a strikeout on a couple good fastballs, and right there, good location at breaking ball.
It's supposed to be sunny and 60 tomorrow. It feels like 51. But Michael Kadire would tell you it feels like 31.
I like that. It's 52, but it feels like 51.
Well, you got a little bit of wind. It's called wind chill, you know. In Florida, where you live, they have the heat index, where they combine the temperature and the humidity. And it feels,
90 feels like 90 because it is 90.
But when the humidity is 90, it feels like you're parked
It's not that hot
on the gates
there.
of... One strike to strikeout prone Luke Scott.
Now, if they said it felt like 40, I would believe that. But when it's 52 and it feels like 51.
For the fans here who saw that or know that, they may want to slip on another sweater because it actually feels like 51.
Well, here's Luke Scott. He's really been struggling. A guy that had a pretty good year for the Orioles last year. He hit 258, but had 25 home runs.
Led the team in that category, but he is figuratively limping into this series with 10 strikeouts in his last 18 at bats.
I mean, he's right on top of that play. That ball not missing much on the inner half, and Butera sitting inside again, and Baker picking up his 4th strikeout.
6 up, 6 down, 4 strikeouts for Scott Baker. Minnesota. You can visit exploreminnesota.com. Plan your next Minnesota vacation today. To celebrate National Travel and Tourism Week, Minneapolis-St. Paul area tourism and Explore Minnesota will be handing out free travel guides at Target Field for the White Sox game on Tuesday. Get great ideas and money-saving coupons to explore Minnesota and the metro area. I've been at Woman Lake. It is absolutely beautiful up there.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
Jim Thome will lead off the second inning. And a little bouncer to short. And Thome retired, one away. The batter's eye situation in center field has improved considerably from when Ron Coomer described it just a few minutes ago. Most of the batter's eye is the darker green instead of the enlightened light green. Yeah, bring a baseball cap if you're going to sit out in the sun here at Target Field. You don't have to use the All-Star ballots for shade. There's Michael Kadire. Ball one. Kadire cranked a home run in the first game. His only hit in 4 at-bats.
Yeah, Kadire 10 for 23 against Millwood over their battles at the plate and on the mound. Millwood making his 7th start, his 382nd Major League start. Has 155 wins, 124 losses in his career.
This is the 40th Major League ballpark that he has pitched in.
Jamie Moyer, I believe, has pitched in the most, right?
48.
Yeah.
To deep center. And Adam Jones backpedals. But in Moyer's case, I mean, you know, we're talking going back to Crosley Field on the Polo Grounds. So.
Yeah, congratulations to Jamie Moyer, too. What a shutout at age 47. Nobody in baseball history has ever had a shutout at that age.
Twins baseball brought to you in Sony High Definition. And, you know, I was curious because one of your credentials for entry into the Hall of Fame, you were 60 shutouts. So I thought, well, Jamie Moyer, he's been around a long time, has pitched almost as long as you in the major leagues, I believe. Up and into Delman Young. That was only his 10th shutout.
Yeah, he's a lot like Warren Spahn. His career started a little bit later, but my goodness, at 47, he just keeps going. Got a great ball club behind him, the Philadelphia Phillies.
Drilled into the left field corner. First hit of the game, and Young will have at least 2. So Delman Young is now 4 for 10. Against Kevin Millwood, and the Twins get a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, Millwood just left the pitch up right there. You can see almost a little tail, but you can see where the catcher wants it down and away, and the ball left out over the plate. And Delman Young hitting it sharply into that corner. For Delman, his 5th double of the year. Let's see if the Twins can get some 2-out hitting here.
Joe Punto at the plate, 10 for 21 against Millwood. To draw first blood as they did this afternoon. That'll work. Punto, a 500 hitter, and now he'll dig for second and get in with back-to-back doubles on back-to-back pitches.
You know, we saw that same at-bat from Nick Punto in the first game against Jeremy Guthrie, just to let the fastball up, and Nick Punto just went with that pitch. In game 1, he got a base hit. Here he gets a double. See Scott having a little trouble getting that ball out of his glove, and Punto picks up an RBI, his 6th of the year. Twins take a 1-0 lead.
And here is Casilla. Now I know that it's 2 outs and Castillo likely will be swinging away here, but look where Tejada's playing. That's a deep third base for a guy who likes to bunt and whose 2 hits in this homestand are on bunt singles up the third baseline. And a pop foul, 2 strikes.
It's almost like he's daring him to try to lay down a bunt.
Well, if he stays there all night long, Casillas is going to get a bunt single.
Yeah, with 2 strikes, it's doubtful he will try it now. I'd like to pick up a base hit right here and score punto. Outfield not playing very deep.
And Casillas flares it foul.
One more thing about Millwood, when he's been on that mound or started a ball game, the Orioles in his first 6 starts have scored only 16 runs in support of him, and when he's actually been on the mound, only 11. That's not a lot of run support in 6 starts.
But we said kind of the same thing about Ferguson 2 nights ago, and for the starter Jeremy Guthrie this afternoon.
Yeah, Guthrie had only 9 runs when he was on the mound in his 6 starts.
2 runs enough to beat the Twins 2 nights ago, and 7 the total for the Orioles here this afternoon. Near the railing, and Tejada squeezes it to end the inning. But the Twins get back-to-back 2-out doubles and get the first run of the game against Kevin Millwood. The Arby's value player of the game is tonight. Text the word value followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234-234. Denard Span, he's my pick to stick, 29%, even though he went 0 for 1.
How about my guy in second place, Nick Punto, with an RBI double?
You're gaining on me.
Yeah. Watch out, Robbie. I'm not going to be holding you guys up much longer.
Another 3-4 months, you'll catch up with me. Here's Adam Jones, 1 strike from Scott Baker. And now 2 strikes.
Boy, I like the way Scott Baker's going about his business. He is attacking the strike zone so far. 4 strikeouts, retired all 6 straight Orioles. Pitch count, very good. 27 pitches, 20 for strikes.
This afternoon, Francisco Liriano went through the first 2 innings without any difficulty. 6 up, 6 down. And his trouble began with a Nolan Reimold single off the third base bag with 1 out in the 3rd. Before he could get out of the inning, the Orioles had tied the game with 4 singles and 2 runs, and then more trouble in the 4th. Baker snags it. 1 down. Great idea tomorrow. You can pick up a great Mother's Day gift at any of the Twins merchandise locations this weekend. Twins Pro Shops are located in Apple Valley, Roseville, and Minnetonka. Or you can come by the Majestic Athletic Twins Clubhouse store at Target Field. It's open 7 days a week and stocked full of the latest Twins apparel and merchandise. I went in there today in between games to see if they carried these big parkas that I wore this afternoon. They do not carry those anymore. I think bought the last one in town.
Really? The last one ever?
The last one in town.
Huh.
Morneau feeds Baker 2 down. But they've got just about everything else in that majestic team store right behind the right field foul pole. 2 down, and Craig Tatum, the hitter. Tatum catching tonight, with Matt Wieters doing almost all of the catching for the Tigers.
Tatum, 27 years old. He was claimed off of waivers by the Baltimore Orioles from the Cincinnati Reds over the winter. Not much major league experience. Last year with the Reds, played in 26 ball games, hit just 162.
Two strikes. Twins getting a run in the bottom of the second. Baker trying to get the Twins off the field quickly in the top of the third. And Baker tried to see if the outside corner is as liberal on the other side of the plate.
That's a pretty good take right there by Tatum. Wigington struck out on that same pitch.
Foul just beneath us.
A lot of things beneath us.
A bit high, and it's 2-2.
Well, the breaking ball right here, just trying to overthrow it a little bit. Just above that strike zone.
And now missing low to fill the count.
Baker in his 6th season with the Twins, making his 116th major league start.
And another one back to the glove of Baker.
Don't hit it to the best athlete on the field. Come on.
A perfect first trip through the Baltimore batting order for Scott Baker. For a good chunk of Tim Laudner's career with the Minnesota Twins, Sal Butera was his backup. Now Sal's son is the backup for the Twins. So Tim Laudner, give us your review of Sal Butera's son, Drew.
How old are you, Tim?
Vic, you're dating us. You know what? Gardner's got kind of a short bench, but Drew Butera gets the start here in this evening's tilt. And he might not have the offensive skills, but you know what? He's awfully excited about being able to go in there and show off his defensive skills and handling Scott Baker in tonight's tilt. Guys?
No, I agree. You know, you look at Drew's minor league numbers, they're a lot like his dad sells. They're not known for offensive type of players, but boy, they do, like Timmy said, they take a lot of pride in handling a pitcher and, you know, throwing out base runners. Calling a good game. That's so important for youngsters like Drew Butera, and that might keep him in the big leagues for a long time.
1-2. 2-2. It's interesting talking to the Baltimore people a couple days ago about Matt Wieters, and we've heard so much about the gaudy offensive numbers they project him to produce and all that. They said that last year when he first got called up, he was so locked in on trying to call a good game and work well with the pitching staff. Bouncer to short. And Lugo slings it across. Butera retired. So, yeah, it's interesting to look at offensive numbers for a catcher, and we're truly blessed here in Minnesota with Mauer and Ramos. But the nucleus of the position is still calling a game and handling a pitching staff. Yeah,
that's so important, Dick, because you have to have that rapport with that starter that day, and then, you know, the relievers, if they have to come into the ball game, take a lot of pride. I've had catchers before that go 0 for 4 if I pitch a shutout. They take more pride in calling a shutout than, you know, the hits. They don't care about the hits.
There's a bunt up the line foul by Span.
Well, they do care about the hits, but they take so much pride in calling a good game.
So it wasn't Casilla, but Span tries to bunt in front of Tejada, the converted shortstop. I would think that would be one of the toughest parts of the transition from short to third, the play where you've got to charge, field a bunt, and fire quickly to first. Tejada now on the edge of the grass. One and one. Twins getting a run in the second, a pair of 2-out doubles, one by Young, one by Punto.
Oh, we've seen Span before. You know, if Millwood keeps pitching him away, he'll try to shoot that ball the other way. And, well, you know, with Tejada in a little bit, it cuts down his range. There's a breaking ball inside, and watch out.
Off the roof of the Twins dugout, and then it's skipped.
Hopefully everybody's okay.
Think so. 1-2 to Denard's man. And backhanded nicely by Hughes. Span is retired, and out number 2. Hudson to the plate, but first, this reminder that the Twins have teamed up with the Minnesota DNR to turn broken lumber into new trees. Every time this season that a Twins pitcher breaks an opponent's bat, 100 new trees will be planted in Minnesota state parks and trails. The Twins support the state parks, and you can too. Learn more at www.mndnr.gov.
Quick pitch right there by Millwood to Span. That big, slow curveball had Span way out front to hit that ground ball to first.
Hudson struck out swinging in the first inning against Millwood. The same pitch he threw Morneau to strike him out in the first inning. It's called a ball. Pass along best wishes to members of the Inver Grove Heights Police Department. Katie, Justin, and Josh recovering from an accident. Their squads were responding to an emergency, and we understand they're watching Twins baseball tonight, so our best wishes.
Yes.
2-0 to Hudson, trying to extend the inning to get Morneau to the plate. And that'll work. A 2-out single. All 3 Twins hits have come with 2 outs in an inning.
Well, Hudson, who had 3 games in game 1 this afternoon, got a pitch up and hits it softly into right field. Twins get their 3rd hit of the ball game.
do you think of the Saturday night uniforms?
I like them. I like them a lot. I like the, what would you call it? Almost off-white or...
Yeah, kind of a cream color with pinstripes.
They look very comfortable.
Flashback uniform to the 60s. Here's Morneau.
Except in the 60s, there were the heavy wool.
You didn't mind that on the Sunday afternoon doubleheaders, did you, when it was 93 degrees?
I'd go through about 3 or 4 of those.
You know, another thing they've got here, and maybe we can get a shot of it if we can find one someplace. Remember the popcorn holders that you can turn into a megaphone?
Yeah.
They've got those here now. You can get popcorn in those megaphone things. When you're done with the popcorn, you just hollow out the narrow end and you've got a megaphone. 2-0. Another attempt to reflect back on the past, kind of a flashback concession item for the Twins. Dangerous pitch here to a guy who already tattooed a home run in the first game of the split doubleheader.
Millwood has allowed 7 home runs this year. Good breaking ball right there in a fastball situation. Millwood going to the breaking ball, and Justin swinging through it on a pitch inside.
Two and one to Morneau.
Ouch.
That just missed the bag. Ball cut in on Morneau's hands, or the handle of the bat at least. And he just about doinked one on top of the bag. Here's what we're talking about. Remember these things? They were smaller, as I recall, at Metropolitan Stadium.
I had those in school.
Did you?
But
you wore them on your head.
Right, in the corner.
You get the popcorn out of here, and then when you're done, you just poke a hole in it.
That's really good.
Guys in the truck want me to do that for the rest of the game, so they can't hear me. Hudson goes, and the pitch grounded to the right side. Picked off by Hughes, and that'll end the inning. 2-out single. Hudson left aboard. 3 complete, and a 1-0 Twins lead.
Well, my pick to stick right there. Nick Punto picking up an RBI double, giving the Twins a 1-0 lead. So far, so good for Baker. You know, Delman Young scored the only run when he got the 2-out double, and then Punto's RBI double.
So Baker pitching with the lead. Granted, it's not as large a lead as he had the last time he was on the mound here. The Twins got him 7 early runs in his start against Detroit. He kind of took that lead and went from there. Here's Lugo taking strike 1. 9 up, 9 down for Baker. Lugo hit a ground ball to Hudson to start the ball game. .40 pitches, 29 strikes for Baker. He's ahead of Lugo 0-2.
And we've seen this from Scott Baker over the years. I mean, about 70% of his pitches will be strikes. I mean, he does attack the strike zone.
Two. Just missing the corner, and it's 1-2. Fox Tracks brought to you by the Minnesota Department of Public Safety. Buckle up and get home safely. And now 2-2. Lugo got a little issue. I'm not sure on one of his swings. Perhaps he did something to his hand. Two and two. Called third strike. It's almost like he didn't want to swing the bat. And now Lugo barks at Brian Gorman. 1 away.
Well, again, Brian Gorman basically telling everybody after that pitch of a strikeout to Morneau, hey, be swinging the bat. And Lugo doesn't like that call. And Baker picks up strikeout number 5. Saying that ball was away.
Here's Nick Markakis, who went down swinging in the first. Strike 1. The pace, the rhythm that Baker is on. Just a very good one for the Twins. He's catching it and throwing it.
You know, Dick, and that's a good point. I think what we're seeing is of a lot of the Twins games, and I think baseball in general, the games are a little bit shorter now because they're allowing the pitchers to go to their mouth on the mound if they want. You don't see Baker or Kevin Slowey walking around the mound as much.
High fly, deep right center field. Kadire in the gap. Makes the catch out number 2. Matt Wieters will hit with 2 gone in the 4th. AT&T trivia. In the last Oriole to lead the American League in home runs. With Ty Wigginton right behind Paul Konerko. Inside a ball. Now, there was a year where Brady Anderson hit 51 home runs, but I don't know that he led the league in home runs that year.
As a leadoff hitter.
As a leadoff hitter. Right. Now, you might have to go back to when Frank Robinson won the Triple Crown in '66.
Was it Eddie Murray? That's Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan was a pitcher.
But I think he's sitting next to Eddie Murray.
Actually, Eddie Murray's doing radio for this ball.
This one to right center field, chased by Kadire. And it drops. The first Baltimore hit is one that it looks like either Span or Kadire could have caught.
Well, a little miscommunication right there. That doesn't happen too often with Michael Kadire and Denard Span. They both kind of backed away right here. See, Span looked like he was the closest to get it. You know, you want your center fielder to call him off, but you see that ball drop in for a base hit.
You know, we had a play similar to that on the road last week, and I should have been smart enough or had a memory enough to recall this, but Ron Gardenhire pointed it out after the game. Michael Kadire is all but deaf in his left ear, and he has to turn his head. I remember when he played in the infield, he had to turn his head and swing it around so he could hear what chatter there might be from the infield. And so he does not hear well in his left ear, and that is the ear that he would hear the center fielder call or not call the ball game, or a fly ball.
What'd you say? No, right there, you'd like your center fielder to take charge right there, because that ball was high enough to where Denard Span should have taken charge.
1-1 to Tejada.
And Denard would probably tell you that too.
Now 2-1.
First time in a ball game, Baker's had to go from the stretch.
Two and one to Tejada with a fly ball to Kadire, his first time up. Sliced foul to even the count.
Kind of a defensive swing right there by Tejada. We saw him do that a couple times in game one. Tejada with a lot of power, 289 career home runs.
Baker trying to wrap up the fourth inning with the Twins leading 1-0. Right to Morneau. And a sharply hit ground ball. That's twice Tejada's hit the ball very sharply to the Twin first baseman in this doubleheader. Happened out there.
Again, a little miscommunication right there, and a ball that should have been caught fell in. But the Twins still have that 1-0 lead. Baker 4 shutout innings. See if the Twins can add on.
Middle of the lineup up. Tommy, Kadire, and Young facing Kevin Millwood. And Tommy takes a strike. Tommy a walk in an 0-for-3 game this afternoon. Bounced to short his first time up here tonight. Goes the other way. Drops a base hit. And Tomey's aboard with a leadoff single.
Well, Tommy has so much power, but also a career 277 hitter, because look at this pitch right here. Doesn't try to pull it. Just kind of swings at it, hits it softly in the left field. And a leadoff hitter is on here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Not many times you'll see Tomey swing like Otis Nixon, but it worked pretty well there for a base hit to left field. Here's Michael Kadire. Down and away, ball 1. Kadire hit a fly ball to medium deep center field his first time up. There's the outside corner to even the count. Hardly a cloud in the sky. It's a beautiful, cool evening. And tomorrow it's supposed to be sunny and a high of about 60 degrees with very little breeze. It's going to be a beautiful day.
But it'll feel like 59.
Just outside 2-1. All right, I'll wear a wool vest then tomorrow. It's finally cleared up here in the Twin Cities. Some murky, rainy days.
Everything away to Kadire. Millwood, again, excellent control throughout his career, just painting that spot down and away.
Drilled to center, a solid stroke for Kadire. Tomey checks in at second base. So a promising start to the 4th inning here with Tomey's flared hit and a bullet to center off the bat of Kadire.
Well, Kadire just went out and just hit that ball extremely hard. Let's take a look at the location. Everything away, and then he leaves this one up a little bit. Kadire smoked it in the center.
It's an old cliche in baseball that within every at bat, if you're a little bit patient, you'll get one good pitch to hit. And Kadire waited for his and creamed it.
I agree. Anytime you throw 4 or 5 pitches to one hitter, there's going to be one that the hitter's going to get. And if he misses it, as a pitcher, you say thank you very much.
Well, for Delman Young, that was the first pitch he saw in the 2nd inning, and he cracked a double into the left field corner.
Delman seldomly will go to 4 or 5 pitches. He's up there swinging.
But you know, he's walked 8 times and struck out 9 times. So the gap between his walks and strikeouts, at least early on, is shrinking. Foul back. 1-2. Well, Tim Wadner, you are a power-hitting right-handed hitter. What do you like about Michael Kadire?
Well, you know what? The last play in the last inning, the miscommunication between he and Art Span. Sometimes the last thing that you want to do is come into the dugout and talk about it. You know there was a miscommunication. You know it was a misplay. You just want to grab the bat and get up there and swing. Michael Kadire hits a bullet up the middle. That's a good at bat for him.
Bouncer to third. It's 1 and 2. So a double play on a ground ball that had been hit a little bit sharper, and if there had been less speed on the bases, might have been a triple play.
Oh, Miguel Tejada did the right thing. Michael Kadire at second base now with 2 outs. And it wasn't real close to the bag. He had to come in and field it, stepped on third for the force out of Jim Tomey, and then across the diamond to get Delman Young at first.
Punto drove in the only run of the game with a 2-out double. Kadire's at second with 2 gone here in the 4th.
Yeah, Punto got a fastball away and just served it in the left field.
11 for 22 in his career against Kevin Millwood. Ball 1. For Punto, his 6th run batted in. He scored 7 runs. Two and 0. "30 games into the Twins' schedule, and most of the position players have been dinged with an injury here, or they're including Punto. Just foul by an inch, maybe inches, but he nearly got another extra base hit against Millwood.
Ted Barrett right there, that third first base umpire, watching this ball, and it lands almost at his feet, just over the bag. It's a foul ball.
2-1 to Punto. Over the roof of the Baltimore dugout and down below, 2-2.
Punto and Millwood were teammates with the Philadelphia Phillies back in 2003.
Got him. Hit the outside corner. Punto frustrated he couldn't come through in the fourth. It's still 1-0 Twins.
It's time for
Twins carry a 1-0 lead into the fifth inning. I'm Robbie Mikowski, standing by with Craig Solberg here. And Bert, check this out. He was one of the guys that works for Cage Brothers that made the limestone that is here at Target Field. Craig, you are hereby circled by Bert Blylev, and thanks for your wonderful work here on Target Field.
You bet. Thank you.
How much did you enjoy it?
Oh, tons. You bet.
Nice. We've got $100 in Minnesota State Lottery tickets to give to Craig, and thanks for a great job and a job spectacularly done here at Target Field. Right, Bert and Dick?
Boy, they sure did, didn't they, Dick? I mean, this limestone all around is beautiful.
I like his answer. What was it like to put in the limestone, the bouncer to short? How much fun was it? And he said tons. I think he meant that literally. With all the limestone that's in here. Wigginton retired, one away here in the fifth, and that'll bring up Luke Scott. So Casilla playing at short, making the play for a quick first out in the fifth. Baker with 56 pitches, and he's gotten 13 outs. Scott went down swinging. Orioles have a hole right now in left field. Felix Pie has been doing a really good job for them. Big swing and a miss. And then Pie got hurt, tore a back muscle. And he's going to be out for a while. And the Orioles have had a tough time finding somebody to be a productive stick for them from left field. And Scott seems to be doing a lot of that, flailing away and swinging and missing.
I see the average right there at 175 again. Last year he hit 258, 25 home runs, 77 runs driven in. This is his third season with the O's.
He's just tied the game, I believe. A long home run to right, and it's one apiece.
Well, he definitely has the power to, if you're a pitcher and you make a mistake. And Luke Scott ties the game on his fourth home run of the year. Take a look at the fastball right there, that uppercut swing, and Baker, you can see his head go down. He knew as soon as Scott made contact that the game is tied.
Now Adam Jones hit a comebacker to the mound his first time up. On it in the air to the screen, 1 strike. So as they did this afternoon, the Orioles come back to tie the Twins after an early lead. This afternoon, the Tigers beat the Indians 6-4 at Progressive Field. Punto charges, picks it up and fires, 2 down. Seeing Baker get a few more ground ball outs than we normally see him get. Here's our AT&T trivia question tonight. I'm going to go Frank Robinson.
I'm going to go Eddie Murray only because he's in the house.
Eddie Murray, in a strike-shortened season, hit 22 home runs for the Twins. Eddie doing some broadcasting work. You can tell he's not on TV anymore. He took his tie off.
Working with Joe Angel, former Twins announcer.
Yeah, Joe worked with Herb Tarneel in the mid-'80s. 1981, of course, the last year the Twins played at Metropolitan Stadium. And Murray led the league with 22. The Twins leader that year, can that be true? Roy Smalley with 7. In the 81 season, 118 games played, Twins hit 47 home runs. I mean, Killebrew did more than that by himself a bunch of times.
Well, Eddie Murray could hit. You know, I said before, he got his first major league hit off of me, and I thought it was to left field, and he told me it was one of those high choppers over the mound in the center field. And he got a lot more hits after that off me, too.
1 and 2 to Hughes. I think he's the only guy with 500 home runs who never hit 40 in a season. I think that's right.
He was Steady Eddie.
Rookie of the year in 77. And Butero will go to the mound to talk to Baker. You know, seeing him here, the Orioles won the first game the other night 2-0, 7-3 today. It's the first time I've seen Eddie Murray at a Twins-Orioles game where he did not bat in the 9th inning. I don't know how they did that all those years when he and Ripken were together. It seemed like they always batted in the 9th, regardless of the score. That's strike 3, and the inning comes to a close. The Orioles tie it up on a Luke Scott home run, and it's 1 apiece.
Minneapolis, this is now our time to shine in the glory.
beautiful night. It's cool, but it's a beautiful night for baseball here in Minneapolis. Glad you're with us. With Alexi Casilla ready to lead things off for the Twins in the bottom of the fifth.
Remember last time Tejada was playing bat. Now he's in on the grass. Take the bunt away.
Casilla bunts it back toward the on-deck circle. 1 strike. And Casilla came up with a runner at second and 2 out in the second. And most teams would not, most players would not bunt in that situation. And Tejada played him accordingly, but now leading off an inning. Tejada's in on the grass, and Casilla trying to bunt anyway. Pop-up coming back, 2 strikes. Casilla laid down a bunt here the other night. It rolled between the baseline and the grass in fair territory and ended up dying right on top of the chalk line. His second bunt single in the homestand. Now with 2 strikes, Tejada retreats. And a pop-up the other way and out of play. Millwood has given up 5 hits, a pair of doubles that scored the Twins run back in the second. Outside, and it's 1-2. White Sox are leading Toronto 5-1, bottom of the 7th inning in the south side of Chicago. See, he thought about it and took a close pitch for ball 2.
Millwood again, he's not going to work too much down the heart of the plate, and Gorman has called that pitch before.
Two and 2 to the Twins shortstop. Long look in, and Casilla backs out. Missing inside, it's 3-2. Twins need a base runner out of the leadoff position. They got one in the 4th. Tomey single, for that matter, Kadair followed with a single. But then Dylan Young bounced into a big double play, and Millwood was able to get out of the jam. The problem, the Orioles have pitched the Twins tough in this series and haven't given up many leadoff base runners. Busted bat, 1 hopper to Hughes, who goes to the bag, 1 away. Replay returns with an all-new season. 2 high school hockey teams from 1999 reunite 11 years later in Hockey Town. Follow the journey of Catholic Central versus Trenton. ReplayTheSeries.com. 1 down, here's Drew Butera. Hit a 3 hopper to short his first time up. Threatens to bunt and takes ball 1. 14 at bats, just 1 hit, a single to left in his first major league game. Sacrifice bunt, 5 strikeouts, and now a foul. Squirted foul, 1-2.
Right off the end of the bat.
One and 2 to Drew Butera. Back and blew it by him for out number 2.
And Millwood's picking up his 4th strikeout of the ball game. Straight over the top, and Butera swinging underneath.
So now Span having a tough time in this doubleheader, 0 for 6. And he takes up high, ball 1. Last year, the Orioles had the worst ERA in the American League at 5.15. Trying to improve in the pitching department, develop some young players, and somehow contend in the American League East. They were hopeful that they'd be able to do that at least for a while this year, but playing in that division with the talent that New York and Boston always have and Tampa Bay has now, it's like an undertow. If you're not careful, it'll just suck you underwater right away. This to the left field corner and a foul ball.
Yeah, a lot of their games within the division, 21 of the 30 played coming into tonight's play. And they're 6-15 in the Eastern Division. It's 1-6 in the West, and the Twins the first team that they're facing in the Central.
That's the biggest issue the Red Sox are having statistically. They're dreadful within their own division. Boston 6-12 in the American League East. 3-1 to Span. Hudson hoping for a chance here in the 5th. Conversely, that's why the Twins are off to such a good start. They're 14-7 in their division. High fly to center. Jones lopes after it. And Millwood has a 1-2-3 5th inning. We're looking forward to a nice afternoon of baseball. See if the Twins can start building a winning streak against the Orioles, having to stop a short losing streak tonight. Right back to the mound, and Baker will take all of those he can get. Tatum, second time, he's hit just a little squibber right back to the mound, one away.
Yeah, the first time up in the 3rd inning to end the 3rd, it was on a 3-2 pitch, and right there, Tatum on the first pitch hits it right back to Baker.
Ballpark is great in person. Sure looks like it shows up well on television. Here's Lugo. He goes after the first pitch and skies it toward Punto. 2 down. If you're traveling this season, you can take the Minnesota Twins with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv and see Twins games live or on demand. Get your subscription right now at twinsbaseball.com. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere.
Well, 3 pitches, 3 out. Let's see if Baker can do it. 19 batters he's faced, been able to get strike one on 15 of the 19.
Markakis takes a strike. You've been in this situation many times where first 2 batters are retired on 1 pitcher very quickly. Next batter you know is taking a strike. Your job just get it over the plate,
well,
right?
Get it over the plate, but something puts a little extra on it because, you know, been known to say, okay, he's going to throw a cookie right here, and then that hitter, like Markakis, who's a good hitter, might hit it sharply somewhere, but he ended up taking it for a strike.
And on the second pitch, a little flip to Punto. So 3 quick outs on 4 pitches, or 5 pitches, I beg your pardon. And Baker has a quick 6. Back to the Coors Light 6th inning. Time now for the Coors Light pregame.
Well, Scott Baker's made some great pitches here tonight. No walks, 6 strikeouts so far in the ballgame. Just given up 2 hits. There's some of these strikeouts right there for Baker. That's Luke Scott striking out. And then Lugo right there taking a call 3rd strike. A pitcher's pitch. Lugo doesn't think so.
Twins have taken so far 4 walks in this series with the Orioles. That's one of the reasons they've had a tough time building any innings.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Millwood hasn't issued a walk yet. Twins are trying to get something going with the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Hudson, Morneau, and Tony. And now it's 2-0. Again, Millwood has never beaten the Twins. He's 0-7 against them. The only other teams he's never beaten, the Texas Rangers and Atlanta Braves. Hudson swings away and fouls it back. Hudson has one of the 5 Twins hits. The Orioles only have 2.
Remember Millwood when he was with the Indians back in 2005. He won the ERA title in the American League, but his win-loss record was 9-11. Didn't get a lot of run support in Cleveland either.
3-1. Morneau on deck.
Oh, there it is right there against the Twins in 12 starts, 0-7. The Braves, who he once pitched for, 0-6. And then also the Chicago White Sox. He's had a tough time, but pretty good ERA against the White Sox.
And Hudson again on the pitch. The outside corner flips it foul. 3-2.
Texas Rangers is 0-1, but in only 2 starts.
Hudson trying to get aboard here. And he'll take a walk. First one issued by Millwood, and the leadoff man is aboard. You can submit a question or offer up a comment to us online at carsoup.com/baseball. Today's question comes from Claudia Gabriel, and she sent us a comment on her idea for a name for the target field kestrel, who is flying around here now. Although I looked at the foul pole, he's not here. He's off hunting moths. Anyway, Claudia thinks Kirby would be a good name for the Twins kestrel. He's small, mighty, and great at catching flies. Strike one. Now I had somebody outside in between ball games suggest the name Hunter for a lot of the same reasons. A great Twins outfielder, Torrey Hunter, catching everything in sight. Morneau fouls it back, 2 strikes. And we'd like your help in naming.
Nobody's like my Poli.
Well, we'll find out. You can help name the target field kestrel. Text your suggestions to short code 234-234. Help us pick out a name. We understand he's up in the rafters someplace. He or she. We haven't established that. We got great cameras here, but we don't have great enough cameras to determine whether this bird is a male or female. Just on the outside corner, or off the corner, very similar to the pitch that Morneau was called out on in the first.
I tried the backdoor breaking ball right here. A little cutter. And outside. Tatum sitting outside.
1-2 to Morneau. Twins had their leadoff man on one other time today. Tomey singled and Kadair singled, and it looked like Twins were finally going to build an inning against the Orioles, but then the double play ball off the bat of Young. Busted his bat, and it'll die a hero. Hudson on his way to third. Morneau going to second, and he'll slam on the brakes. So we've seen Morneau break a lot of bats that way, splintering up the barrel. And he gets a base hit with this broken bat.
Well, just kind of reaching out right here, and we see Justin with that ball down, how much he likes it. Just kind of serving it into right center. Good read by Hudson, seeing where the outfielders are. He scoots over to third. And Justin made that big turn because Hughes, the first baseman, he's kind of the cutoff man. So Justin went out as far as Hughes did, and then he got back to first.
Well, here's Tomey. Chipped a little single into left field his last time up. Also hit a ground ball to short. He's yet to pull the ball against Millwood.
How about a 3-run home run right here?
It's a pitch up and in, and takes it for a ball. Tomey is 6 for 10 with 3 home runs against Kevin Millwood. Up a little bit, and it's 2-0. Millwood motioning with his hands, like, where was it? Up?
Yeah, he just asked home plate umpire Brian Gorman if that ball was up.
2-0 to Tomey.
That's up.
Well, Millwood started the inning with a walk. Kadair on deck. With the shift on, Tejada is way over. And you can see how big of a lead Hudson can get at third base. And a 4-pitch walk will load him up for Kadair.
Well, you just mentioned earlier, Dick, that, the Twins have not taken a lot of walks off of the Oriole pitching staff. And here this inning, it's the leadoff walk that's going to maybe come back and hurt Kevin Millwood.
I take the number of opportunities times 4. that's the number of potential runs batted in. So what is that? 188 potential runs batted in these situations, and the Twins have only driven in 25.
Quick trip to the mound by the Orioles pitching coach.
You know, I think broadcasters, probably fans too, in situations like this, you think, well, the one at bat that'll probably break the Twins out of this statistical slump with Jason Birkin warming up, with Kadire lining one to left, you think, well, maybe a blast like this with the bases loaded will break the Twins out.
Well, this is a line drive home run off of Jeremy Guthrie in the 4th inning, a leadoff home run.
More likely it'll be a hit like Justin Morneau's hit, a busted bat hit someplace that'll break the Twins out of it. As long as it happens here, no one cares. Ball 1. Infield is back. They'll go for an around-the-horn double play and concede the go-ahead run. And they get their double play, and the Twins get their run, and no run batted in for Kadire.
But Hudson does score the 2nd run. Kadire hitting it sharply, and that's what we've seen the Twins doing, is hitting the ball right at the defense. Off Ferguson here on Thursday night. They hit some balls sharply, but right at the defensive players. Kadire grounding into the double play, but Twins take a 2-1 lead.
And Young trying to make sure all the air doesn't come out of the balloon here in the 6th. Doubled into the left field corner and scored. Big swing and a miss. Scotty Alger quickly runs in to tell Justin Morneau something. 1-1. Couple of walks, a busted bat hit, a great chance for the Twins. 1 run so far out of the threat. And Wieters does a nice job blocking the ball. It's 2-1.
Yeah, Scotty might just, telling Justin, hey, even though that ball gets by the catcher, remember that limestone behind home plate. Remember the padding there. Watch it because it's not very far behind home plate.
It's not automatic. Not an automatic takeoff from third base. 2-1 to Young. To left center field and down for a hit. Delman Young delivers. Morneau scores and the Twins lead by a pair.
Well, everything was away, and Millwood said, okay, I'm going to come in, and Delman fought it off. And a big 2-out hit right there for Delman Young, driving in his 12th of the year on his 2nd hit of the ball game. 2 of them all breaking balls. Then they tried to go in, and Delman opened up quickly and hits it softly into left center field.
Orioles might be on the verge of a pitching change. Punto happy they haven't made that yet because he feels pretty comfortable up there against Millwood. Young quite capable of advancing into scoring position with a stolen base. He's 2 for 3. Backhanded by Wieters. Ball 1.
A nice play right there by the catcher Tatum.
I'm sorry, Tatum. Yep.
Jason Birkin warming up.
Little dribbler up the line, and Millwood tags Punto to end the inning. A leadoff walk and a big one for Hudson, and by inning's end, the Twins score a couple of runs. Start here. By Lincoln Mercury. Visit your local Lincoln Mercury dealer or go to experiencelm.com. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. Well, the Twins not knocking the cover off the ball by any means, but they do have 7 hits and 3 runs. And meanwhile, Scott Baker's given up just 2 hits. One of those should have been caught. And he's got a 2-run lead here as he pitches to the Orioles in the 7th.
Yeah, the pitch count very good. 73 pitches right now for Baker. And again, attacking the strike zone. 53 have been strikes. Baker, no walks in the ball game, 6 strikeouts.
Two and one. Weeder singled his last time up. His was the first Baltimore hit, and it was a medium deep fly ball to right center field. And Span and Kanier each checked up and had it fall at their feet. 2-2.
Baker and Butera working the inner half of the plate to Weeders. Again, very good strike to ball ratio for Baker.
And lifted foul into and out of the second level here at Target Field.
Yeah, Weeders, Orioles #1 pick back in 2007 out of Georgia Tech. 6'5", just 23 years old.
Bounced foul. Two and two, the leadoff man here on the Baltimore 7th. And now a full count. Miguel Tejada on deck. And a called third strike.
Good fastball inner half. Weeders gave up on it and struck out for the second time in the game. On the second inning, our Mountain Dew measure the game summary. Nick Punto, after a young double, he doubled in a run. Luke Scott, the only run so far for the Orioles, a blast off of Baker. And then Dalvin Young, we saw him get a big RBI single right there to give Twins a 2-1 lead. Excuse me, 3-1 lead.
First pitch, a strike to Miguel Tejada. Tejada with a fly ball to right. A hard-one hopper to Morneau. Now a chopper. Punto charges. Going to have a tough play. Bare hands. Fires. Got him. Nick Punto with a sparkling defensive play for out number 2.
The man can play some defense. Comes in right there and says, you know, I don't need my glove on this. I'm going to make sure that I get a good bounce, and I'm going to barehand it.
Doing more on defense, brought to you by Home Depot.
She kind of waited back for that ball to come up, and then all in one motion, barehanded it, and got it over to Morneau for the second out.
Two down in the 7th. And again, we'll mention it that Baker has 3 wins, and in each of the 3 wins, he's pitched 7 innings and exactly 7 innings. Opportunity here if he can get through this inning, maybe to complete 8. Heaven forbid, might actually get a chance at. Don't look at me that way. He might actually get a chance to pitch a 9-inning complete game.
Let's get him out of this inning first.
Okay.
He has been rock solid here tonight.
But now missing, and it's 2-1.
You know, again, with the Twins only with 6 relievers out of that bullpen, I think the starters have really done a good job of getting, you know, from the 6th inning on. Mariano, even though he struggled in that first game, able to go 6 innings.
Wigginton tried to cut the Twins' lead in half, but he missed the fastball.
And that extra run is big for Scott Baker. You're out there saying, okay, I'm going to challenge him, but if he hits a home run, it's still 3-2. Hopefully it won't happen.
Now the count is 3-2.
They struck out Wigginton in the second inning on a good slider down and away.
Full count to Wigginton. Chop to the right side.
And a defensive swing.
A 1-2-3 seventh inning for Scott Baker. He's given up just 1 run and has a 2-run lead. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. By Toyota. Thank you for standing by us. For more information, visit buyatoyota.com. And by Quest High-Speed Internet. Get blazing fast speeds that won't burn up your wallet. Let us know who you think has been the Arby's value player of the game tonight. Right now, Nick Punto is leading the balloting. Text the word value followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234-234.
That's my man here in this ball game.
Alexi Casilla taking ball one. Kevin Millwood still out there, still under the 100 pitch limit. It'll be Casilla, Butera, and Span facing him here in the seventh. Between Jerry White and the line, 1-1.
We saw this when Millwood was with the Texas Rangers. They'll let him go a little bit deeper in their ball game. Again, doesn't walk a lot of guys. He's usually around the plate. Nice souvenir for that young man right there.
Way out in front, 1-2.
Good change up right there by Millwood.
Casilla hangs with that breaking ball and gets a piece of it. White Sox beat the Blue Jays 7-3. This afternoon, Detroit beat Cleveland 6-4. The Royals and Rangers are tied at 2 in the top of the sixth. Right here it's 3-1. The Twins scratched across a couple of runs in the sixth. That's hit to center, and Jones over a few steps to make the catch. 1 away. Time for the Quest High-Speed Pitch, brought to you by Quest High-Speed Internet.
Well, Kevin Millwood at 91, and Scott Baker's been clocked as high as 93. Baker with 87 pitches in 7 very good innings. And Millwood right now, this will be his 100th pitch.
Butera for 2. Foul to the screen, 1 strike. Now 2 strikes. The progress report on Joe Mauer is just that. He's making progress. Twins, I would be surprised if they put him out in the lineup tomorrow, but then there's another off day on Monday. The chance he could come back for the Chicago series. Blocked by the catcher Tatum, and it's 1-2. See how it plays out here tomorrow, and then night game Tuesday, day game Wednesday, and then the Twins head out on the road again for a week. 2-2. Right field, hanging up there for Marquez. Out number 2. Great deals at the great new ballpark, and maybe the best is a ticket in the alcohol-free Our Family section, courtesy of the Our Family brand. Limited tickets are available this season. You can get tickets in the Our Family section for just $22. And that includes a Schweigert's hot dog and Pepsi. Log on to twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS to order your tickets. 2 gone on the 7th, and here's Span. 0 for 3 tonight, 0 for 7 in the doubleheader. Mark Hendrickson's been warming up for the Orioles, but with 2 outs. And Span at the plate. The call hasn't been made yet. If he reaches, switch hitting second baseman Orlando Hudson would hit next. Cracked his bat. And it's 1-1.
Adam Hansen right there, the ball boy, bat boy for the Twins, does it all. Bringing Bernard Span a new bat.
Anderson calling the bullpen to start some activity in the Twins bullpen. 2-1. Twins with 7 hits today. That's been their average over the last 5 games. They would love to get Mr. Mauer back into the lineup. For that matter, Mr. Hardy back into the lineup. 3-1. The 2 runs that the Twins got in the 6th inning, they got on 2 walks and 2 broken bat hits. There's a walk that'll put Span aboard with 2 outs. And we'll see if the Orioles make a bullpen move here.
That 3rd walk of the ball game for Millwood.
They've all come in the last 9 plate appearances. And Dave Tremblay is going to come out and get his pitcher. And regardless of what happens from this point forward, it'll be another start for Millwood against the Twins, and he will not have beaten them.
Yeah, when he's been in the game, again, the Orioles have scored him now a total of 12 runs in 7 starts when he's been on the mound.
Well, right now, no move has been made. They're just checking with him. He's going to leave him in to face perhaps just one more batter. Lefties Morneau and Thome are on deck. Hudson, of course, a switch hitter. Hudson drew that costly leadoff walk in the 6th inning. Ended up scoring on Kanayer's double play grounder.
Keep an eye on Span. He'd like to get in the scoring position. 7 stolen bases in 8 attempts.
On the first pitch, but Hudson drops a bunt in front of Tejada. Good play to get him. So Tejada with a fine play trying to bunt with 2 outs. Hudson is thrown out and the inning ends.
Leads Scott Baker out for his 8th inning of work. And take a look at the Coors Cold Hard Blast. That coming off the bat of Luke Scott. The only run that the Orioles have been able to put on the board against Scott Baker. That coming in the 5th inning for Scott, his 4th home run of the year.
Scott Baker to start the 8th. First pitch grounded towards second baseman Hudson. And quickly retired as Luke Scott went away. Why would Scott Baker be getting so many ground ball outs here tonight?
Well, he's really keeping the ball down extremely well, mixing in the breaking ball. Looked like he took it a little off that pitch right there, but kept the ball down in the strike zone.
11 ground ball outs for Baker among the 22. And here's Adam Jones. Jones has beaten it into the ground twice. Come back here to the mound in the 3rd, and then a ground ball to Casilla in the 5th. Ball 1. You can see Baker on the mound going to his mouth, licking his fingers. What you were talking about before, the pace of the game at times does seem that it's sped up with the new rule.
Yeah, I like the new rule a lot. As long as you go to your mouth, but as long as you show that you wipe it off.
And there have been a couple of times as an inning ends, we'll see a home plate umpire come out to the pitcher and remind him of that. Here's a bullet into left field. Jones has a single, and he will hold up there. Young with a quick retrieve and a strong throw.
Good job by Delvin Young right there, making that little turn behind the ball so he could get to it and then make a good throw to second base. So Young picking up a base hit right here, only the 3rd hit for the Orioles. Watch Delman right here get behind the ball, set himself up. Didn't try to backhand it. He hustled behind the ball to get it back in the infield.
Here's Ryan Hughes. Ground ball to Morneau and a strikeout. A good time for another one of those ground balls here. Seen Orchestral. I've been looking on the right field foul pole. I haven't seen him. We understand he's been here. We got a shot of him before, but people are texting in names for the bird. By the way, the Raptor Center called. They said, based on the footage that they've seen or the images they've seen, it's a male kestrel. So we got the Raptor Center watching Twins baseball. 2 strikes here to Ryan Hughes. There's the what happened here the other night. The Falcon getting a moth, and then there's one less moth in the world because of that. Two strikes to Ryan Hughes. And a foul.
Well, Baker with a season high 7 strikeouts in a ball game. Pitch count at 95 for Baker.
There's strike 3. Butera hangs on to the foul tip. 2 down.
And getting Hughes for the second time.
And it's the smallest Falcon in North America. Kestrel is. Average speed 24, and it can dial it up to 40.
Now see, I like the killy for Harmon Killebrew.
Yeah, that's one of the names.
Then they said Birdie Blyleven, but I don't like that.
You don't like that? Two down here in the 8th. And Craig Tatum, the hitter. This is Atkins, a pinch hitter for Tatum. Jared Atkins representing the tying run. He lifts a pop-up. Morneau over for a look. And he ends the inning. So the pinch hitting appearance lasts 1 pitch. And the tying run dies at the plate.
It's Mikowski inviting you to stay tuned to a fabulous post-game show. It's Quest Twins Live featuring the Toyota post-game wrap shake and bake. We'll talk about Scott Baker's 8-inning outstanding performance, 8 strikeouts, a season high for him. Catching on is our instructional. Tim Laudner will take catchers through the art of throwing out base runners from behind home plate. Drew Butera, pretty good at that as well. Plus, we'll bring you reaction from the Twins clubhouse, including the manager, Ron Gardhire. All that and a lot more on Quest Twins Live. What a long day it's been, but a great day of baseball, right, Dick?
Absolutely, especially if this score holds. Mark Hendrickson coming out of the Baltimore bullpen with Wieters, who was the designated hitter, now the catcher. So the Orioles will lose the DH for the rest of the game. Ball 1 to Morneau.
Hendrickson at 6'9", making his 11th relief appearance. 13 innings work, 14 strikeouts, only 3 walks.
2-0. Morneau shattered his bat and dumped a base hit into right center field his last time up. It's the end of the bat, and it's 2-1.
Hendrickson, not an overpowering fastball in the upper 80s. Big sweeping breaking ball like he threw to Justin right there, and the changeup. It's his second season with the Orioles.
Foul ball chased by Tejada, and he comes up a step short. Long pursuit, kind of an awkward area right at the end of that tarp. Two and 2 to the leadoff man here in the 8th. And now 3 and 2. Tomita will hit next, and then Michael Kadire. Morneau will go to first with a leadoff walk. Right now, John Roush has not even started to warm up. I asked Ron Gardenhire the other day about Roush. We saw him get ready fairly quickly out of the bullpen, and Gardy said, yeah, he can get ready pretty quickly, but he hasn't even stretched or done anything here. It looks like Scott Baker's going to have a chance to go 9. Here's Tomey. Ball 1. Hendrickson walking just the 4th man in 13 innings. And he misses again. 2-0 to Tomey.
Hendrickson, 35 years old, once played in the NBA for 3 seasons with the Philadelphia, Sacramento, and New Jersey ball clubs. Came up to the big leagues with the Blue Jays back in 2002.
Two-0. 3-0 with Kadire on deck. 9 pitches, just 2 strikes so far for Hendrickson. Strike on the outside corner. Swings through an 87-mile-per-hour fastball, on the count is full. Baker pacing in the dugout. Apparently will be given an opportunity to complete the ball game. Laced into the right field corner. Morneau around second, on his way to third. He'll hold up there as Tomey delivers his second hit of the ball game. And the Twins with a threat. First and third, nobody out.
Well, if that's their plan right there for Scott Baker, maybe to complete a ball game, these runs will really help. Jim Tomey being pinch run for there by Brendan Harris. But Tomey getting the count in his favor. Got a fastball up, hit it into the corner. And Justin going from first to third.
Harris running for Tomey. Dave Tremblay. I beg your pardon. Tremblay is going to come out and make the pitching change. Albers will come in to pitch to Michael Kadire.
Put a TV on the wall in the workout room. That's what my wife had me do. She was gone, so she expected it to be up. By the time I got back, well, rainout gave me time. I can't afford rainouts. It cost me a TV.
Well, he will enjoy this doubleheader only if the Twins can come back and win the nightcap. And he'll enjoy the rest of the homestand if he can put Joe Mauer into the lineup Tuesday night, if not sooner, against the White Sox. Here's Kadire, first and third, nobody out in the eighth.
And Matt Albers coming out of the bullpen, a hard-throwing right-hander, gets strike one. Albers in his third season with the Orioles, making his 16th appearance. He has 2 of the 8 wins for the, 9 wins now for the Orioles.
Toward the hole, and the Orioles come home, and now Morneau in a rundown is tagged out. So first and second, one away, with Kadire reaching on a fielder's choice.
Well, Kadire again hit it sharply, and the Orioles had 2 choices: go for the double play and let Justin score, make it a 4-1 ball game, or Lugo does that right there. Wieters running down Morneau and tags him out.
Delman Young with 2 hits, and they both contributed to run scoring for the Twins. His 2-out double in the second gave Punto a chance to bring him home, and Punto did with another double. And then it was Young's little flare to left center field that scored the second run of the 6th inning. Kadire and Harris are the runners, and Albers with the fake pick off to second. To center. Jones going back. It's over his head and over the center field fence. A ground rule double, and Young gets another big hit. Harris scores from second, and the Twins lead 4-1.
Well, you just saw the strength of Delman Young. That pitch looked like it was down, and he basically golfed this ball over the head of Jones. That ball just kept going. Jones with great speed trying to catch up to it. He cannot. as it hits the warning track and bounces over for a ground rule double.
Nick Punto will be intentionally walked to fill first base. So Casilla will come up with the bases loaded.
See, this is why I picked the stick. Walk should be at least a point.
Stop your whining. You got an RBI double.
I don't care. I need more points. I'm in last place. Whoever came up with that rule. I don't like that rule.
Well, by walking Punto and filling first base and the bases in general, Albers has to pitch obviously to Casilla. Albers' control has been an issue, not counting this intentional walk. He's walked 9 men in 14 innings. And look who's coming out to hit.
I don't think we have to say anything.
The day started with concern that he may be put on the disabled list simply because the Twins might need some relief help. And he comes up here in the 8th with a chance to bust the game wide open. Ball 1. Will Oman, one of the 2 left-handers the Orioles have out of their bullpen, has been used in both games, including the first game here today. Hendrickson's already been used. 1-1.
Well, the biggest concern, of course, will be for Joe Mauer when he does make contact, and hopefully he hits it hard somewhere. It's him getting down to first base.
2-1. Over 38,000, and every last one of them are standing. 3-1. The intentional walk to Punto. The 10th walk. The only intentional walk by Albers in 14 innings. And he's in danger of walking in a run here with Mauer at the plate. Three and 2. Struck him out. 2 down, and Butera will hit.
Albers just challenging Joe Mauer, and Joe swinging underneath it.
And now Butera, who is 0 for 3. A chance to get the biggest hit of his young major league career. It's down the left field line. It'll be a foul ball. No play, 1 strike. Even in striking out, Mauer's appearance significant because it indicates the Twins are no longer concerned about the possibility of it being a disabling injury, or they would have been able to backdate it to when he left the lineup a week ago. 1 strike to Butera.
Base
hit. Butera delivers a 2-run single.
Yeah, I picked up Joe Mauer. Yeah, I did. That's Drew Butera's story, and I'm sticking to it. Drew Butera picking up his first and second Major League RBIs. Fastball, dropping the barrel of the bat, hitting it over the head of Tejada in the left field. Twins take a 6-1 lead as Kadire scores.
And Mauer couldn't deliver with the bases loaded. It's been a sore spot for the Twins all year long, and Drew Butera gets one of the biggest hits for the Twins with the bases loaded. Here's Span. Inside a ball. So 3 in the 8th inning here. And again, it all started with the leadoff walk. Millwood walked Hudson to start the 6th, and the Twins turned that into 2 runs. Morneau's leadoff walk here in the 8th has led so far to 3 runs.
You know, sometimes when you get that big out of Joe Mauer as a pitcher, you say, okay, I'm going to get out of this inning. And that fastball just kind of rolled right back into the swing for Drew Butera. So congratulations to Drew Butera. Picking up his first 2 Major League RBIs on his second Major League hit.
2-0 to Span. He walked his last time up. Headed up the middle, but the shortstop Lugo is there to end the inning. Good inning, though, for the Twins. Breathing room in the 8th as they put up a 3 spot. Toyota game reset. Scott Baker with 8 superb innings.
Yeah, it looked like Baker was going to go out and maybe complete the ball game, but I think that long inning right there and 97 pitches, they end up turning over to the bullpen. But a great effort by great outing for Scott Baker. No walks, 8 strikeouts in 8 very good innings. Only allowed 3 hits. Brian Dunsing coming in out of the bullpen, making his 12th relief appearance. Done a very good job out of that bullpen. 1.54 earned run average in 11 2/3 innings.
So Dunsing will face the top of the Baltimore order. And strike 1. Lugo 3 hits this afternoon, 0 for 3 tonight. Harris in the game at short. Bouncer to the shortstop. Harris. And Lugo will reach with an infield hit. Lugo, we've seen him fly down the line. He's still got a great deal of speed, but the only chance the Twins might have had is if Punto had been able to cut in front of Harris.
Oh, this is from deep short right here. Harris's throw a little high, but Lugo, you can see, just beat it out.
So the leadoff man is on here in the ninth. And Markakis will hit. Markakis is 0 for 3. It's down the line and foul by a couple of feet. Orioles won this afternoon's game. Twins trying to end a little home skid of 2 games. Detroit's won this afternoon. White Sox have won tonight. Have not been knocking the cover off the ball here in the last 5 weeks, with a significant step toward recovery, if you will, with Joe Mauer's pinch hitting appearance. It's a suggestion, at least, that he might be able to rejoin the lineup in more than a pinch hitting capacity here sometime soon. A called strike, 2 strikes.
Well, good hard breaking ball right there by Dunsink.
Foul at the plate.
Norno at first base, not holding Lugo on. He'll play behind him. Markakis came into the ball game hitting .418 over his last 14 ball games, 0 for 3.
And another one fouled. Interesting, and maybe it's a credit to Markakis and his overall ability. The Twins had a left-handed starter on the mound this afternoon, and Markakis hit third. And with a right-hander on the mound, he moved up to second. Even against the lefty this afternoon, Dave Tremblay felt he was his best hitter.
Yeah, he's a good hitter. I mean, career 300 hitter.
And Markakis did get a couple of big hits this afternoon, 2 singles and 3 runs batted in. 1 and 2. Back to Dunsink. To Harris. Double play.
Well, we talked about this the other night in the instructional about when you're out on that mound and you turn around and say, okay, who's covering? And Dunsink knew exactly the shortstop Harris was going to cover. A perfect throw on the shortstop side. Harris gets a nice throw about chest high. So all Harris has to do is catch it, step on the bag, and complete the double play.
Here's Wieters. Bouncer to short. Harris double clutches. They get him. And the Twins split their doubleheader. Their first ever doubleheader at Target Field. Jimmy John's delivery of the game. Scott Baker was in control of this game throughout.
Boy, he picks up his 4th win of the year, pitching 8 solid innings, the longest outing for Baker, a season high 8 strikeouts. The only blemish, the home run that he allowed to Luke. Other than that, outstanding job by Scott Baker.
We'll hear from the battery mates, Drew Butera and Scott Baker. Twins needed a strong pitching performance because they haven't been hitting the ball particularly well. We'll hear from Drew Butera and Scott Baker as the Twins end up winning it. Robbie Ince-Mikowski, in this young season, an important win for the Twins here at home.
Absolutely it is, Dick, and it puts them in position to come away with a series tie tomorrow when they complete this 4-game weekend set against the Baltimore Orioles. We're going to hear from Scott Baker, we're going to hear from Drew Butera, Ron Gardenhire, plus a nice instructional on catching next.